Good, beautiful morning, everybody, and welcome to the Monday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And today I have with me the energy of the Divine Collective. And they want to discuss and consider some ideas that you only have two choices to make throughout your life. Every single moment. Only two choices you have to choose from. Whether that choice is a choice of love, that is, your thoughts, your words, your actions are coming from a place of love, or your choices, thoughts, and actions are coming from a place of fear. This is it. This is what it comes all down to. Every single action, every single thought, every single word you will ever utter can only come from love or fear. It cannot come from any other energy than love or fear. That was what they said this morning. That's it. The question then becomes, what do you do in order to evaluate your choices? In other words, what is it you, as a sentient consciousness, what can you do to ensure you are choosing the one that you wish to choose? And how do you determine which choice, which thought, which action is of love or fear? It can become very easy if you are differentiated sufficiently enough from your thinking mind. If you are differentiated enough to observe the behaviors and actions of your body. Only at that point where you are aware, consciously aware of the quality of whether a thought is of fear or a thought is of love, is a word of fear or is a word of love, is the action of fear or is the action of love, only from the perspective of being awake and aware that you are observing consciously what your mind is trying to think or cause your body to say or do. This can become very simple. The very mere act of beginning the process of observing your thoughts, that mere choice to step and observe places you into the position where you can then be conscious of what you will choose. Many of you have your minds choosing automatically for you and find yourselves struggling with poverty and unemployment, mental dis-ease, confusion and uncertainty, which is unnecessary. And if you are awake enough to begin to evaluate thought and evaluate action and evaluate word before you partake in them, you can begin to engage the process of deliberately defining and creating your life from one or the other, from love or from fear. But until that place of awareness is established where you stop and think, these thoughts that are in my mind are not who I am, and these thoughts in my mind are not very loving thoughts, I'm going to choose thoughts that are loving. At that point in awareness where you realize you actually have choice, do not believe what they tell you that you cannot control your mind or that emotions are something that you have no authority over. This is all nonsense. You as a soul have absolute and complete dominion over what your mind will think, and therefore what emotional energies your mind will generate into your body to cause actions, because actions cannot occur without the movement of energy, and that energy that is the movement through your biology is emotion. And your thinking mind is the point from which you generate these emotions. If you understand that most of what is in your mind isn't even yours, most of what is in your mind has been given to you by this world, you can step back and evaluate, well, if these thoughts are not mine, then what thoughts would I like to have? What thoughts would be more pleasing in my mind? But in all of this, you can only choose one or the other. You can choose love or fear. And in the position where you can evaluate, in the position of consciousness, where you can evaluate what the thoughts are. And some of you have said to us, well, please help us deal with our mind because we cannot control our mind. It thinks incessantly. And it causes us to feel so uncomfortable we cannot stop it. Some of you say this and we say to you, that is simply a learning process that you had never been taught. You were never taught that through the utilization of your consciousness over your mind and your body, you can establish peace in your mind very quickly, even in but a few breaths. If you understand, in but a few breaths, you can restore peace in your mind. The mere act of directing your body to breathe establishes your authority over it, as equally as you establish your authority over your body when you say, pick something up, put something down. You're having authority over that body. And you are the authority over your body. And so this insistent thinking process you have going on is alterable and editable and changeable. In other words, through the mere act of breathing, you can quiet your mind, you can quiet your body, you can bring peace to your mind and body, provided that you are aware that you are doing so. But every thought in your mind needs to be scrutinized before you let yourself give attention to it. For the moment you give attention to a thought, your nature is creative. You are creative by nature. And the moment you give attention to a thought, you add your creating energy to the thought. You add your creating energy to the thought. You evaluate a thought and you say, this thought is of love. This thought is of joy. This thought is of playfulness. Or this thought is of anger. This thought is of fear. This thought is of guilt. I will choose one, but I will choose the one that is best for me. Once you understand that you have the ability by your awareness to take your attention, your energy away from that which does not serve you and place it on that which does, you will begin to reshape your mind. You'll begin to recover your freedom. Freedom is not something any politician or any external circumstance will provide for you. Freedom is something that you yourself in your own conscious awareness are able to develop and cultivate into your physical dimension. You're able to do this with ease and with grace. It is not designed to be a difficult process, although they have created vast systems of healing and education, supposedly, that would tell you it is a very complex thing, your mind. It is very difficult to understand your mind, and we would say that is a lie. Your mind is a very simple and easy to manage instrument of creation. It's very easy and simple. It's an instrument of creation that you are in possession of. The world does not own your mind. Your doctors and your so-called healers and your teachers and your educators do not own your mind or your thinking mind. They do not have something special over you. They themselves are in exactly the same position of creation that you are. The difference is some of them are very well versed in how to control and manipulate the mind of another, whereas there are many that are not well versed in the understanding that you can control and regulate your own mind. But they would tell you it is very difficult to understand your mind. Oh, it's a very complex thing, your body and your mind. They're very complex. You know, you will need to listen to us, and we will tell you how to understand it. And we will give you things to help manage it. And we say to you, you are the divine authority in that body. Hearing these words right now, that you can turn to your mind and say, I will not allow this thought in my mind. I will choose this thought. And if you understand the nature of your consciousness, that you are a creating intelligence, that the moment you give attention to one or the other, you give it life. You give thought life when you give it attention. And you can pull your attention away from thought, and it ceases to function. And you can give attention to another thought and give it life. You can do this as easily as you are hearing these words, feeling the vibration of truth as you understand it to be. If you're going to listen, listen for truth. Listen to words that are of love and compassion, kindness, inspiration. Understand these. That you have this innate consciousness in your body. You are in your body as consciousness, learning the function of what it is to be a creating intelligence in a dimension of time and space, which is very different than other dimensions of experience that you've had. But nonetheless, you have the capacity at all times that you are the sole authority over your mind and your body. Unless you so choose to surrender that authority, to defer it to others, then you will suffer accordingly if that authority is not a good authority, and you will benefit accordingly if that authority is a good authority. But at all points, you must awaken and retain your use of your will, that is your attention, and where you will place it, and upon which you will place it. Much of what your so-called educational systems are around this planet do not loan themselves to educating you. They loan themselves to giving you a framework of thinking that limits and restricts you from the full glory of your being. The full glory of your being has not been realized because you were placed in a box by your societal settings. When we came to this one today, we were very excited about the simplicity of this, that you could perhaps realize in this short time that you have the ability to place your attention on any thought, to pull your attention from any thought, and that you would recognize that the only two choices of where you can put your attention is on love or fear. And to realize that is the beginning of your liberation. That you can pull your attention from thought. You can pull your attention from certain emotional qualities. You do not have pain. You do not have to focus on fear. You do not have to focus on anger. You have choice and you have free will. But again, you have been bombarded with this belief that somehow you are just the way you are and you cannot change the way you are. And we say to you, then you will be experiencing life in a very uncomfortable fashion. For one who denies the ability that they have to manifest the conditions of their own creation will suffer. And often at the hands of others who would tell you, think this way and do this and be this. And there are those in this world that will say to you, think these things and they will be good. And there are those in this world that will say, think these things and they will not be so good. Some will tell you to focus on fear. Others will tell you to focus on love. And you must, in all your good conscience, for the benefit of your own glory, understand that you are a creating intelligence, manifested by a creating intelligence that designed it that you would have an experience of creation. That which made you in its image and likeness created all that is, and you are in its image and likeness to create all that you are. But understanding this function of choice, that you will, throughout your entire biological existence in that body that you hear these words through, you will only have two choices: to choose love or to choose fear. And all of the experiences that you see playing out in the sphere of humanity today are precisely this: It is either love or it is either fear. You have no other choice but love or fear in this process of creation. You have no other choice. And so we come to inform you that you at least have this choice, that is always available, and your natural innate ability to choose is yours. It is not the world's to give you that choice. You already possess it. It is not the world to define that you will be happy or you will not be happy. That is your choice. But you must recognize that you have that choice. And you can listen to wonderful educators who have great flowering language and terminology and epistemological understanding and subconscious and unconscious thinking and the biological nuances of chemistry and stuff. Yes, you can go into all that wonderful verbose information, but it will not seek to eliminate your confusion unless you are living in that realm of understanding. But we want it to be very simple, for the vast majority of you are by nature beautiful, simple beings of creation, being manipulated by a select few who believe that their way of presenting knowledge and information to you can keep you in a position that you do not wish to remain in. And we would say to you that is not just nor right. We say to you that every one of you has this unique creating capacity that's equal to anyone else in all. Whether they sit in the great hallowed halls of control and authority and power, it does not matter. The same functionality of creation is available to you as equally as it is available to them at all points of your experiential reality here. And how do you wake up to this? It is very simple. First, you must understand that your body is the instrument through which you bring creative energy. It is the instrument that you have authority and dominion over. Your body is not something that you have no authority over. It will do as you think it to do. If you say to it, drink this, it will drink that. And if you say to your body, drink this, it will drink that. And if you say to your body, breathe, it will breathe. It is designed by nature to follow your direction, as it is an instrument, an extension of your creative process while in a physical dimension. And then your mental mechanism, where the storehouse of all thought exists from your experiential time in this physical dimension, that your function of thought, which is directly correlated to the function of the quality of emotions that are embodied in your physical form that directs the actions, that if you can come to the place of awareness where you realize, I can still my body, I can quiet my mind, I can bring myself to peace, I can calm the waters of my mind and my emotions, for I am the authority within this house, and you are the authority within your house. And you can say to your mind, be still. And you can say to your body, be still. And then you can consider, what would you have in your house? What would you fill your house with? It is time to do a spring cleaning of your mind, to realize that much of what is in your mind that may be causing you confusion and uncertainty was not put there by your hand, but by someone else's, and you accepted it. But that at this time now, you may select to choose, I'm going to evict these thoughts from my mind. And when that thought is evicted from your mind, there's qualities of energy that cannot be perpetuated. Qualities of thought that cannot be perpetuated when you release certain thoughts. And there's qualities of energy and emotion that can be perpetuated by choosing certain thoughts. Thoughts like you are love, and you are joy, and you are playfulness, and you are dynamic and exciting. Each thought will yield its own electrical, emotional charge and imbue it into your flesh. Imbuing into your flesh becomes actions. Things that you will do in the physical world are direct effects of the emotional energies stimulated by certain qualities of thoughts. The nature and quality of your emotions based on your past experience is also amenable to change. That you can have terrible experiences in your past, as this one did in its lifetime, had very terrible experiences, but he lost his subjectivity to those emotional elements while retaining the full measure of experience and knowledge that was garnered from those experiences. You can learn to liberate yourself from old emotions without having to get rid of the memories, without having to deny, suppress, or reject. And then the lessons of beauty and wonder and grace can be brought forth into your life when you understand the function of suffering, and your ability to liberate yourself from it will make you a fine individual to assist others to move towards the grace of their own being. Know this, that you are love. Know this, that you are love. And that you only have the choice to be love or fear, to think love or fear, to do love or fear. You cannot do anything but those two. Those are the only two choices that you are faced with while in this biological existence, in this psychological, energetic mind, this invisible realm of thought that you are very cognizant of, and over which you have absolute authority if you understand the simple processes for recognizing. You can take your attention away from a thought and put your attention on a thought. You can do this. And some of you, we know, that are exceptionally overwhelmed with very intense emotions, the process still remains identical. Most of you have been trained to attack yourselves, to attack emotions that you do not like. But that is not a function of love. Love does not attack. Love does not attack. Love soothes. Love soothes. Love heals. And so you do not attack your fear. You do not attack your anger. You do not attack your guilt or shame. You do not say, I hate this. I don't like this. You do not do that. You say, I'm willing to love this part of myself that is in pain. I'm willing to care about it. I'm willing to cherish it. It does not let you get stuck in it. That function of interaction with your emotional qualities will actually begin a process of change to turn to a part of you that is in pain and say, I love you. Will change it. If someone came to you in your greatest hour of pain and suffering, they said, I'm with you. I love you. I will take care of you. You would not be upset. You'd be grateful and gracious. And so too, your inner realm, your mind and your body seek that from you, as you are their caretaker. You are the caretaker of your mind and your body. You must awaken to that reality. Let us summarize all of this again in these simple statements. That you are love. And you only, throughout the lifetime of your biology, in this physical dimension, you only have two choices to make in any moment. Two choices of thought. Two choices of action. The nature of the choice of thought will determine if you create an emotional quality that's going to be loving or not. And so, are your thoughts of love? Are your words of love? Are your actions of love? You can evaluate these things. Many of you going out to these so-called events and attacking one another and saying, you have to be this way and you have to be that way. That is not love. If you stop and evaluate, screaming and yelling at your fellow human beings, that is not love. That is not love at all. By your fruits you shall know them. And so you come to this understanding that you must evaluate thought. Is this thought of love? Is this thought of fear? Is this word of love? Is this word of fear? Is this action of love? Is this action of fear? To the degree that you are willing to evaluate in this manner and choose accordingly, if only to do it for but a week, if only to do it for but a week, to choose the function of love and to choose the function of love and to choose the function of love again and again, to choose the thoughts of love, to choose the actions of love for but a week, and observe the difference in your consciousness, in your inner being. And then you, if you wish, you may go back to being what was before. But we've always borne witness to the fact that when one begins to experience the true nature of what they are, which is love as a creative intelligence, they tend to not want to come out into a realm of suffering again. When you return home to love, why would you have anything else? But if you choose to live in fear, you're demanding and desiring something else. you sit in fear and uncertainty, and you want something else. And the only other choice you have is love. Anger and fear, guilt and shame, these are all fear. The rainbow of fear, you could say. And then there's the rainbow of love, and the colors of love, of compassion and kindness and gentleness, consideration and respect. And so you will come to experience the two sides of yourself, and then you can choose love or you can choose fear. But you do not have any other choice. No matter what they tell you, there is no third option. There is love or there is fear. To that end, we wish you much well. We will take a few questions on this if you wish to ask us. But understand that that is the simplicity of all of this, that you do not have any other choice of what you will do in this physical world, in that mental realm of thought, than choose love or choose fear. And each will bear its own fruit in your life, and that fruit is called experience. And so the experience that you would choose will be based in either love or fear, both within you and around you. If you are so bold and brave enough as to choose the function of love in your own consciousness, you will bear witness to its fruit appearing all around you. And it will appear all around you. Wow, thank you guys. I really appreciate that. Hi, Brianne. Wow, comment section. Here we go. Hi, Karen. How you doing? I feel so lost these days. What do I do to change first? Great question, Karen. They're telling me to tell you right now, first thing you need to do is learn to breathe. What happens when your mind has been programmed, or you've had past experiences of a lot of fear, then your body's been trained to be in fear, on survival. The first thing you need to do is literally train your body to relax. When you feel afraid or anxious or stressed or guilty or ashamed, the step one, and this is what they have us do with all our throughout our entire course program, is to teach your body to relax. That's the first thing, because your body's not you. It's an instrument that you use. It's very easy to know that. Look, at my hands are doing what I think them to do. Your body is designed to do what you tell it to do. Right? It's designed that way. Right? So you sit down, you relax your body, Karen. Take a slow, deep breath. Breathe your breath in and allow all the muscles in your body to relax. And you're going to notice something almost immediately. When you do that, when you breathe deeply and you exhale and you let the body relax, you're going to feel a release of tension just from the body alone. And if you do 3 or 4 more breaths like that, that release of tension will increase and the feeling of stress will diminish naturally. And if you've got persistent thoughts in your mind, they're going, oh, I can't do this, I'm not, and persistent emotions, you're going to do exactly the same thing. You're going to breathe and release those emotions and thoughts. That's all. Do that for the next 3 minutes, Karen, and then share with us what starts to happen for you. You'll start to become centered and grounded in the present. You won't be worried about the future, because a lot of what most people are worried about is their future, and mostly worried about their future based on your past. You know, we're just starting our 102 Masterclass, where it's all about releasing your old past dense emotional energies. You know, if any of you want to try and get in on the course before it gets too far into it, you can go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and register for that 102 Masterclass on liberation. Please do that. Don't delay. Your happiness is more important to you than you can ever imagine. Hi there. Sending peace and love. Thank you. My thoughts are generally negative. Still learning. I have control. Yes, but that function of breathing, you know, about almost a year ago now, I was told, William, the human breath is an assertion of your divinity over matter. So when you sit your body down and you breathe and you exhale and you let the body relax, you give your body permission to relax, you're now starting to assert your authority over the body. And it always begins with the breath. They tell us this again and again and again. First, you must learn to get the body into a state of open receptivity. And then with the persistent and repetitive thoughts, the same process. Breathe and exhale and release the thoughts and just let your mind go quiet. Give your mind permission to not think for a little while. You can do that. You can actually say to your mind, be still, be quiet, be open, be receptive. And it'll start to shift and change really quickly for you. And again, do that right now. Do that right now. Like actually breathe. Give your mind permission to not think, and watch what starts to happen. It's pretty remarkable. It's not like conventional psychotherapy and psychology. It's not. Your mind is not a difficult thing to understand. Your mind is not a difficult thing to understand. Your emotions are not complex, incomprehensible. They're functions of the nature and the quality of the thoughts that you've repetitively been thinking in your mind, and you can alter and change that. Right? You have that. Question from Sapphire Joyby on YouTube. I feel tired all the time. What is wrong with you? There's nothing wrong with you. Drink more water, and make certain you remineralize your water with Celtic sea salt. Add a pinch of Celtic sea salt to your water. You're low on electrical energy. This time of ascension, right? We have massive amounts of energy coming into the planet right now. Everybody's heard about the big auras, aurora fields that went all the way down to Florida, the red auras, because there's more electrical energy. We call it ascension energy coming into the planet. And it can't be utilized in only two ways. It can only be utilized in two ways. It can be utilized for love or for fear. It's quite simple. So you want to drink more water. Please drink more water and add some Celtic sea salt to it so that you're giving your body the proper electrolytes. Go out and ground. Go get your feet on the ground, on the earth. Lie on good soil and let your body recalibrate electrically. A lot of people are stuck in cities. They're wearing rubber-soled shoes. They're disconnected from the energy of the earth. You need to connect your body to the energy of the earth. Your body is of the earth. It came from the physical earth, your body. So please do that, Sapphire Joy. Like really, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. That's the fundamental truth. There may be things going on in your biology and your psychology because of what you've been programmed with. You might have habits of eating that are not beneficial for your body. You might not be exercising properly, but there's nothing wrong with you fundamentally. You just have to learn how to operate your mind and body and treat them from love and not from fear, right? And of course, with all the toxins they're trying to get people to consume all the time, it's not helping. Question from Kitty Nicole. What does it mean when objects fly across the room? I think it's a good spirit trying to warn me. No, it's a good spirit trying to connect to you. They're telling me right now, boy, it really takes a lot to get your attention. What I encourage you to do, again, before you do this, before you guys try to go out and become mediums and start talking to spirits, please raise your vibration. Raise your vibration. That means you bring your body into a higher state of vibration. You bring your mind into a higher state of vibration by changing the nature and quality of thoughts, by changing what you put in your body. You need to be drinking good quality water and frequently. Keep your body properly hydrated. You need to be exercising, putting good living substance like green, beautiful smoothies in your body. You want to elevate the energy of your body. You want to elevate the energy of your mind. But if you want to connect to this spirit, do so after grounding, after drinking some water, and just ask them to give you an image or a picture of what it is they want you to know, right? Because they're trying to get your attention, right? But yeah, I know. Yeah. She says it'll be okay once you do this. It'll be okay. You'll start to actually feel who she is. Yes, it is a she. Yes. Yeah, I love the Divine Collective. They're beautiful. Wonderful. Question from Vertical Connection. My partner expresses forms of anger towards me towards the world during our walks and makes me not want to talk together at times anymore. What should I do? Explain to him. Stop focusing on the negative. Understand there are beings on this planet. There are biological beings. There are energetic spiritual beings that thrive on the energy of anger and fear, guilt and shame. They live off that energy. And then there are those who are coming into the planet that will thrive and align to you in love and joy and playfulness. And you want to tell him he's only hurting himself first. If you think anything negative about somebody else, you hurt your body first. Your negative thoughts towards others affect you first. So he's actually affecting his health adversely. You better tell him that being angry affects his health adversely, right? Please tell him that. And again, if he's going to stay in that state of consciousness, I wouldn't stay too close to him too often. Question from Drusilla. I had an experience of what I call 5D. Was this what did that? for me. Yes, that's what your awakening originated from, that 5D experience. The matrix of your mind, that is the condition you have of your personality, has inhibited you from fully realigning back to that 5D energy. This is why you find yourself facing spots that you have no memory, because you are stepping into 5D. You step into 5D at that moment where you think you have lost memory. You're stepping into 5D, but you have not figured out how to bring it back into your mind. You must make the decision to bring the awareness of 5D knowledge, wisdom, and energy back into your mind and body. Bring them in. You must request this. You must make an intention that you will bring this down into your mind and into your body, this new information that's come to you. You know, it's a very fascinating thing when people leave their bodies at night, for example. When you go to sleep, people think they're gone. You're not. You're just not in your personalized identity. You know, you want to wake up to who you are. Thank you so much. Hi, Stevie. Stephanie, my brother-in-law passed away yesterday unexpectedly. Any message to understand? Right now, he's he's scratching his head. I'm sorry. I'm just getting an image of someone looking down on a young child and just comforting them. I don't know who this child is, but he's with this child, comforting him. He wants them to know that he's okay, that it's his time to leave, that he will be there to guide them through this. I don't know who this child is. Again, it's a young, I think it's female. That's what I'm getting. Is it more of a female? But there's another child just off to one side. I don't know who that is. But he's really comforting this one, the younger of the two, that he's okay. Just a little confusing, because the interaction of energy, he still sees and recognizes them on this dimension, but he's not on this dimension. The child feels his presence. The child does feel his presence. Tell his family and friends that he will be around them if they're open and receptive to feeling his energy. Again, many people think that when the person leaves the physical body, they cease to exist. No, the physical body ceases to exist. The mechanisms of communication can no longer be based in vocal cords or gestures. The form of communication is based in telepathy when one leaves the physical body. And then there's also the process of remembering that you are still awake. But the moment you find yourself thinking of somebody who's left the body, you actually activate their awareness by engaging them. You actually activate their awareness, because most people, when they leave the body, think they're dead. They think they're unconscious. They don't even know they're existing anymore. The minute you think about somebody when they've left the body, you actually connect and activate their consciousness again, just so you know that. It's really handy to know that. Oh, you're very welcome, Drusilla. Someone's saying, thank you for your guiding light and love, sending you the same. For some reason, I'm currently getting more people asking for my healing light. I'm feeling more empowered by love to help love more. That's wonderful, Sarita. That's beautiful. It's all about the love. Those are the only two choices we have. Not sure who you are, but I feel I am no longer able to receive messages from higher self and guides. Can you tell me why? Yeah, you have to let go of the sad. I don't know what the sadness is about, but they're saying there's a deep sadness that you're holding down between your heart center and your solar plexus. There's an energy that's actually blocking those two centers, and it's down at the back of the spine. This is something that's happened about, I'm getting the number 22, around 22 years ago, that something happened that created great sadness. You have not liberated that sadness from the body. And the more you start to move up in vibration to these higher vibrational beings, you have to let go of more of the lower vibrational energies. So you want to release that sadness. Really, you want to release that sadness from your body. Literally, release it from your body. Right? Release it from the body. Should I trust my brother? It's funny you're asking me that. I'm getting a strong. I want to say my initial thing was I got a strong no, but my personality says be cautious. The best way to help your brother at this time is to, yes, hang on. The best way to help your brother at this time is to offer love as a vibration, not as convenience, like to not do things for him, but to offer love as a vibration first and foremost. Like feel your love, not your fear. A lot of people want to help other people, but they're afraid. I'm afraid what's going to happen to them. And you're actually sending fear energy to them. You want to be more like, their love is going to enter life. Goodness is going to unfold for them. I bless them. You want to send them energy that elevates them up. A lot of people go, oh, I'm so afraid for them. Oh, I hope they don't do something wrong. If you keep sending that kind of energy to people that you love when they're in distress, you're going to add to it, right? And you want to learn to be able to cultivate an energy and project energy of love and compassion to them, and it will shift their energy. I know this from personal experience. It's very beautiful when you can learn to send love to those people that are struggling. Doesn't mean you have to let them in your house or let them come into your life, but start sending love to them whenever you think of them. Your mom, your dad, your step-parents, people who've harmed you. Anytime you come to your mind, send them love. Just send them love. And you'll start to experience changes in your life. That's pretty amazing. Question from Mary Hernandez. Hi, William. Any message for me from my guides or parents? I've felt a hand in my back thinking it's mom or one of my guides. You know who it is. You know it's your mom. It's not thinking, it's knowing. The thinking mind just analyzes. But yeah. Yes. She's got Archangel Gabriel like literally with her, like standing right behind your mom. Yeah, like she's got Archangel Gabriel with her energetically. Yes. She's trying to get you to go forward a little more. Go forward. Stop looking back. Stop looking back. Go forward. You know, you got to realize that every soul, every one of us has our own unique journey, both in time and space and beyond time and space. And we need to honor and respect the other's journey, even when they leave the physical dimension. And we wish they were here. We want them here. But you're on your journey. They're on their journey. Be grateful. Wish them and bless them well on their journey. You know, if somebody told you, oh, I'm going on this beautiful trip to Aruba, or I'm going to Bali for 2 months, and I'm going to stay there, you'd be like, wow, that's great. Have a great time, right? Well, when a person leaves the physical dimension, they're going on a journey. And it's a very mystical and wondrous journey that most people in the body do not comprehend or understand. But why would you wish them anything other than but a blessed bon voyage, right? But yeah, she's trying to get you to keep going forward, Mary. Keep going forward, darling. Hi, Jessica. My sister died 6 years ago, and I would really love a message for her. I don't know why. The first thing she's giving me in my head right now is an Etch-a-Sketch. And I don't know if you know what an Etch-a-Sketch is, but it's a little box thing that you could draw things on. I don't know why but she's insistent that it's like you can shake this thing. Yes. She wants me to tell you that you can renew your life in joy. Renew your life in joy. She said, she's whispering in my ear and she's saying, I'm not missing anything. And neither are you. We're not missing anything. It's all good. It's all fun. Enjoy it. Yeah, that's really cool. Let us know about what that message meant for you. Please leave it in the comment section. Share your experience with other people. Someone saying here on YouTube, do I have a problem communicating with my guardians? Am I misinterpreting what I get? You're still in the learning curve, April. Again, learning to communicate with non-physical beings takes a different type of practice. You got to teach your mind and body to be quiet and open and receptive. You also want to make certain you're high vibrational. You do not want to try to connect to your guardian angels or other multidimensional beings when you're angry or sad. You want to put that emotion aside and be high vibrational, because the emotional energy you're on is what's going to allow you to connect to specific individuals, right? Right. Remember that. Could I please get a message from my dad? Lost him 16 years ago. Missed him so much. Edward, yeah, you're not missing him. Yeah, pardon me? Edwina, you're not missing him. He's with you. Please understand, when the person, you need to let go of the idea that the loved one is missing. Certainly they're not in their physical body. Yeah. And again, he's telling me to play ball, to tell you to play ball. I don't know what that means, but he's saying to tell you to play ball. I don't know what that means or what that's in reference to. Can you tell me what that's in reference to? To have fun, to enjoy your life. Stop looking back. Yes. Please understand, when a loved one leaves the physical dimension, they don't cease to exist. They cease to exist as a physical entity. That's just reality. They do not exist as a physical body, but they still exist in consciousness. And if you learn to shift your awareness from the five sensory self to the multi-sensory awareness that you are, you can tap into them yourself. Yeah. He often puts his arm around your shoulders too. He's often putting his arms around your shoulders. And if you can feel that, he's just trying to comfort you, to bring you into the present moment. Stop looking back. Stop looking back. Stop looking back. Yeah. Okay. You said I have a block because of sadness in spine. I have a fracture there recently. Is that why? Yes. When we store emotion in the body, okay, if you store anger, you store guilt, because all of your emotions, listen to me, all of your emotions you store in your body. If you haven't learned how to release it, you'll store it in your body. And if you're storing your sadness in a particular place in your body, some people store their sadness in their chest, some people store their sadness in their legs, some people store their anger, and every emotion gets stored in a specific place in your body, depending upon how your body reacted to certain situations, events, and circumstances. In your case, you stored your sadness in that part of the spine. When there's enough energy of a negative nature built up in the body, that body will try and discharge that energy, and it's usually through a trauma that the body will try and break the energy out of the system, because it's not designed to hold on to it. The spine is going to heal very quickly when you release this sadness. Like if you go into it and release it, like really, like breathe and release the sadness. You can do this. You can actually tell your body, release the sadness. You can actually do that. Release the sadness. And you can literally breathe it out of your body. Breathe it out of that part of the body. And you'll be amazed at what can happen for you, right? You are a divine creator. You're in a physical dimension. You have a mind, you have a body. There are instruments that you're here to use, to learn to use. Stop being subjective to the rest of the world. Question from Moran. More than a decade ago, I was sick, and at night, a figure with long black hair sat at my feet and said, I was the fairy queen in the Taurus Mountains. Did I imagine it? Thank you. Yes, you did not imagine it. It's a real thing. It's an actual dimensional experience. You have to understand that this physical dimension of sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell is a very small bandwidth of an infinite spectrum of consciousness and experience. So yes, the Taurus Mountains, there's another dimension. Again, you're talking about fourth and fifth dimensional existences that are similar in nature, but different degree and intensity in terms of frequency. You can't see that dimension with physical eyes unless you train your eyes to see a broader color spectrum or different dimensional spectrum. What you can do, you can learn to train your eyes to see beyond that. But yes, it was a real thing, real event, Moran. Happens to a lot of people. Sarita is asking, can you feel if my brother and my love partner are both free from pains? I love them both. Thank you, God. Bless you always. Yes. Yes. Yes, I understand. It is you that needs to free yourself of the pain. They want you to free yourself of your pain. They are not in pain, but you need to release your pain so that you can be free. And then you'll experience contact with them. When you release that pain, you'll experience contact with them. When you release that pain, that contact may not be as pronounced as something, an object flying across the room. It may be something as flashes of light, number sequences, different ways they'll try to communicate to you. But release your pain, and then you'll see, and then you'll know. Thank you. Hi, Maria. Do you have any message for me from my mother or father? Let me just tune in here. Well, your mother's certainly come forward really quickly. I don't know why she's saying, but she's saying you need to eat better. 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 Yeah, your father's not in that realm of consciousness right now. He's actually incarnating. He's incarnating, in that process of incarnating. Yeah, once they come into a new personality, it's often very difficult to connect to them because they're in another incarnation. But he's in that process. Time and space work very differently outside the physical dimension. But your mother, you need to eat better. She's very insistent. Yeah, I did tell her. Yeah, thank you so much. You're welcome, Moran. Here we are here. When I was at my most painful moment, an angel came and showed itself to me. Was it M or G? It wasn't either or. It was and. It was both M and G. Again, you requested divine guidance and you received it. Again, you don't have to be so specific. We were with you. Yes. They're saying to open the eye. You need to open the eye more. You need to open the eye, the sight. You need to open the sight, which is the clairvoyance, clairsentience, claircognizance. You need to open your eye. Open your eye. Let thine eye be single, and your body shall be filled with light. That's what comes to my mind with them saying that. Let's see here. I got time for 2 more questions, guys. Yes. Wonderful. 25. Does my Nana protect me or possess me? Is that even possible? I've been waiting for you to reply. No, the only ones that try to possess human beings are lower vibrational entities. That is like demons or dark beings that are of low vibration, like that live and thrive in fear, control. They're lost in the base sensations of biology. Their whole world is about sexuality and sensuality, control and power. They're not about love. So for you, again, depending on what you're going to choose to align yourself to, you want to be very mindful. Make sure your vibration's high. Make sure your vibration's high. They're not going to, you cannot be interfered with if you're in a higher vibrational state. You can if you're in a low vibrational state, right? My daughter has sickle cell anemia. Is she going to be okay? Play. Something about play. There's something your daughter needs to do that's playful. So something playful she needs to do. She needs to get more playful energy going. Like she needs to. The energy that they're giving me is this. Like she needs to be more enjoy. That's another way to put it. Enjoy. Okay. But play, something that brings joy. Again, there are, I've been recently given information that says what your body gets dysfunctional, not because there's something wrong with it, but because it's letting you know that it needs something. Your daughter's body needs something that it is not getting, or is getting something that it does not need. You need to identify what are the things that are going into her body and what are the things that she needs that are not going into her body. There's something that the body needs. The body can only communicate with us on the level that it is at. That is through either pain or pleasure, right? That's the 2 modalities your body can communicate to you that it needs something, right? And her body needs something. It's not ill because it wants to be ill. It's communicating with her that it needs something. And I'm seeing yellow, like yellow foods would be really good for your daughter to eat. Yellow foods like yellow peppers, yellow squash, but getting really strong sense of yellow being great. The energy of yellow being very good for your daughter at this time for that. But again, learning to listen to your body. Your body is not there to hurt you. It's there to inform you, right? So if your body's in pain and suffering, it's trying to inform you of something that it needs that it's not getting. And as long as it's not getting it, the discomfort will get worse and worse and worse, right? Like a child that's hungry will cry and cry and cry until it's fed. Your body will get more and more debilitated as it tries to communicate more and more to you. And as long as you choose to ignore it, it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. The last question of the day here, folks. So this is from Co-Create TV. Question, either we create in love or miscreate in fear. How can we spread this truth widely? What do you recommend to spread that knowledge? Share any of my videos from this channel. Bring them to this channel. Share this video with others. Give it a thumbs up. Get this information out. Share it with other people. What you just said, remind people that at every opportunity. At every opportunity you can. Those are the only two choices that we have. Listen to what they said earlier, what they said, what the Divine Collective said. You only have two choices, love or fear. Every thought, every word, every action can only come from one of those two, love or fear. It's up to you to decide which one you are going to let your mind focus on and what you're going to think with your mind, what you're going to say with your words and do with your body. I want to wish you all much love. I want to say thank you so much for everybody for your questions, your concerns. If you want to support the channel, thank you, Loretta. If you want to support the channel, you can do so through my PayPal account, which the links are on any of my YouTube videos. You can see the link there. Also, you can become a member at Patreon page, patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. You can also book a reading with me if you want to know more, because a lot of information does not come out through here because the time frame is short, and we're trying to serve as many people as possible in the shortest possible time. And remember this statement. Remind yourself of that. Tell the people that you know that this is the truth of who they are. You are love, and it's the great truth. Thank you so much, everybody. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day, and I will see all of you on the Wednesday edition of Shortcuts to Soul.